When a billionaire comes to you and says, hey, I got something for you. It's free. It's free. Be very suspicious because you're probably the product. Amoral Minds, I'm your host, RJ Roger. And what we're going to talk about today is Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Love, as he's gone by today. He's giving back the music publishing rights to all of his former artists. Why? What's the motive? Why such a sudden change of heart? So there's a lot of talk going around as to why is Diddy doing this for? Why is he giving away hundreds of millions of dollars worth of music rights and just giving them away for no cost at all? Some people are saying, well, he's just trying to raise awareness on his new album that just came out. Maybe he's just doing it for the exposure, the editorial, and I reject that claim. I don't think that by the time you make it to the level of a Puff Daddy, you don't have to give away hundreds of millions of dollars of intellectual property just for the exposure of making a lot less off of a small independent album. So I don't accept that. But I do believe that there is a motive for why everyone does everything. Just understanding basic history and the history of business practices, especially business practices in the music business, right? You don't make it to a billionaire net worth business executive because you're used to doing these loving, caring, philanthropic things, and the how well your artist is doing is of high concern to you. No. You don't make it there because you're, now all of a sudden you're the Grinch who stole Christmas, bringing back the royalties and the publishing of everything I stole from all these great, wonderful artists. Sorry, I don't believe it. Now, Mark Curry, a former Bad Boy artist, he's come out. He has voiced his concerns, displeasure with giving back what he called $700 of publishing rights to him. But he didn't have much meat on the bones to make a claim that there's something nefarious to be seen here. But someone did. And of all the people who have ever come out against Diddy and his business practices, only one person showed the receipts and made claims that would incite an inquisitive, curious, analytical mind. Aubrey ODay. Now, before I get into claims made by Aubrey ODay, I want to first take a look at why are there so many conspiracies around P. Diddy, right? There have long been conspiracies around things that people suspect that Diddy's doing in the background, but no major shoe, no smoking gun has ever revealed itself. It has just been a bunch of chatter. But what is the cause of so many conspiracy theories? The reason is the vast amount of misfortune and catastrophe, frankly speaking, that surrounds Diddy's life and business practices. Now, I'm going to go over a list of business partners and former artists that have been signed to Bad Boy Records. And I want to tell you the outcome of these people. These are major artists that worked with him who have helped to make him a billionaire, make him a legendary music executive. Notorious B.I.G, dead. Black Rob, dead. Andre Harell, dead. Craig Mack, dead. Heavy D, dead. Kim Porter, dead. Loon, jailed over 10 years. G-Dep, in jail currently serving over 10 years. Shyne, jailed over 10 years. D-Rock, friend of Biggie Smalls, longtime friend of P. Diddy, jailed. And just a list of artists that have called attention to Diddy's business practices and has voiced high concern and displeasure with him. The Lox, Mase, Lil Kim. Mark Curry wrote a book called Dancing with the Devil. Cassie was involved in a romantic relationship with Diddy for many years. She has never come out and voiced anything publicly yet, but there have been many people who have spoken about the mental and emotional trauma that Cassie has experienced while dating Diddy. She had her music career stymied, stalled probably impeded because of her relationship with Diddy. Only ever had one album, came out with a hit single, never had a follow-up album. So all of this coincidental misfortune has led to a vast amount of conspiracy theories around Diddy. Now, Aubrey O'Day, of all the people that have ever come out against Diddy, very little have really showed anything real solid to present a strong case. Now, live on air, she read a contract that was sent to her from her lawyer from Diddy's lawyer. And there was a piece of information that she read that might shine light on what could be going on here. This is an exact quote from Aubrey from that show. "I have to release him," meaning Puffy. "I have to release Diddy from any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign a non-disclosure agreement that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy Records, Janice Combs," that's the mother to Puffy, "or Justin Combs Music or EMI or Sony ever in public." Very interesting. To receive the rights to your music publishing, you have to sign an agreement stating that you'll never disparage Puffy for anything that occurred prior to him giving you these rights. You may never discuss it in public. She continues. She shared her thoughts on this contract. "To me, when I read this, I'm basically feeling like you are presenting yourself as this benevolent God that's giving everybody back their music. You've turned down millions of dollars to give the millions back to the people." And she says, "This is the honest to God agreement of what I'm being offered. I'm being offered a few $100s to sign away my rights to ever tell the story of what I went through. This is just some measly streaming money in order to stay hush on Puff. Stay quiet on Diddy. This is payoff money." Now, there's no mystery about artists that have been around Diddy. Many of them have argued about getting the rights back to their publishing, and he has always turned them down. Mase recently offered Puffy $2 million to acquire the rights to his music, and Puffy said no, only to come back now and give it to Mase for free. Why? Why would you turn down my $2 million, come back later on and give it to me for free? What do you have to gain? What's in it for you? You're going to pass out hundreds of millions of dollars in intellectual property rights for only one thing in return: to sign off that you will never disparage me, my family, my business, or my business associates in public. Very strange. Now, this is the most explosive of everything that Aubrey said. "I urge everyone to think about the headline versus the truth. And really, what this seems to be is a way to shut a lot of people up. And what would be the motivation to do that? I think we are going to learn soon enough what it is. And I already know because I have my ear to the street and I know everything that's about to happen. Every few years in the entertainment business, there's this huge blockbuster story that no one could have ever believed was going on in the background. R. Kelly, we never would have imagined the guy that has made so much beautiful music would have this sick thing about him where he's having sex with children. Jeffrey Epstein and having sex with kids on Sex Island. Bill Cosby raping everybody around him. Harvey Weinstein. There's always something, some big person that eventually comes out. What's going on with Puffy? Is Puffy the next major shoe to drop? I am not making a claim whatsoever that there's a sexual thing, or I have no idea what Aubrey's talking about. But Aubrey raised a case that would make an inquisitive mind quiz what's going on. You're giving away hundreds of millions of dollars in intellectual property to all the people that know you best. And all you're asking them to do is sign a non-disclosure agreement that you will never speak about me, my family, my business practices, or my business associates. What do you guys think? I'm RJ Roger. This is Amoral Minds. Got a great book coming out, The Don. It'll be in stores soon. Please support the book when it hits stores. Peace and love, and I'll see you next week.